Hello Dogs and Dugouts, and welcome back to WWE 2K18. This is Universe Mode, this is Monday Night Raw, and this is episode 4. We're live here tonight from Mobile, Alabama, and we've got a great show. We're about to kick it off right now with some women's action. So as we mentioned, kicking things off with some women's action. Oh, wait a minute!
What?
Ruby Riott, ladies and gentlemen. As we know, or as we've been told these past couple of weeks since the draft, there will be free agents looking to find a home, basically, here in Universe Mode. It looks like Ruby Riott.
But this is huge. Her first match is in a qualifying match for Survivor Series.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to mention that this matchup here tonight will determine the team captain for the Raw Women's Survivor Series team. It is shaping up to be one hell of a Survivor Series. Let me tell you that. And speaking of shaping up to be one hell of anything, this woman has helped shape the Wolfpack into one of the most dominant factions in Universe Mode history.
Yeah, and you gotta think Ruby Riott's first, Alexa Bliss.
And we are standing in the way is the goddess of Monday Wolfpack, Alexa Bliss. And now, as we all know, Alexa Bliss is looking there. Imagine this. So you got the Wolfpack are taking on Gallows and Anderson, the Raw Tag Champs taking on the SmackDown Tag Champs. Imagine, and look at this. A very unusual, maybe that is Alexa Bliss trying to bait, basically a little bit of bait and switch, because look at this now. Alexa Bliss running, and there we go. That's what I mean. Alexa Bliss using the inexperience of Ruby Riott in this in Universe Mode. And Ruby Riott is not going to take that lying down. Ruby Riott getting straight back up.
Of course, I was about to say, if anybody knows what Ruby Riott's like, she won't go down without a fight.
Alexa Bliss is actually very stunned there. You know, as she was favoring the nose, could potentially be a broken nose. And speaking of broken noses,
and a drop kick.
Ruby Riott continues to target the nose. And look at this, Ruby Riott gets a flying clothesline for her troubles. Alexa Bliss, nice enziguri there. And Alexa Bliss now stomping away. And again with the enziguri head kick, or the enziguri head kick, I should say, takes down the knee. Alexa Bliss slides down the back. The 5 feet of fury. Alexa Bliss, the only female member of the Wolfpack. As we know, Sting has actually gone on record saying the reason he picked Alexa Bliss is because he didn't think any of the other women had what it took to be a member of the elite Wolfpack, and lands right almost knee on knee there. Could potentially hyperextend the knee. And there we go, Ruby Riott. DDT there by Alexa Bliss. And a bit of insult to injury here now with the knees, and follows that up. What's she looking to follow it up with?
I think good way, but she's going to try and follow up.
Oh, look at this. Follows it up with the snap DDT. And Alexa Bliss looking incredibly dominant here tonight. Looking to win already. No kick out there. It's going to take a lot more than that to take down the fiery Ruby Riott. And obviously, what has Ruby Riott got to do now? Obviously, this is her first match here on Universe Mode. She wants to make a big impression. Obviously, a win is pretty incredibly essential to, you know, stick. Oh, look at that, hanging her leg up on the ropes. Obviously, winning this matchup and becoming team captain on your first night will, you know, that'll be huge amounts of momentum for Ruby Riott. So the win here tonight is almost, in my opinion, more necessary for Ruby Riott to have than Alexa Bliss. Obviously, Alexa Bliss needs to win, not just for herself, but for the Wolfpack.
You're saying that, obviously, Ruby Riott is not going to buckle over the pressure.
Oh, there we go, nicely done.
She can't buckle over the pressure, or under the pressure, I should say, of this huge tax that she has debuting on Raw.
Debuting here on Raw, as we mentioned. There will be more free agents. Debuting on the outside.
Twice as much damage on the outside.
And speaking of roster, speaking of superstars on the roster, we have received word that 205 Live, the Cruiserweight division, will now no longer exist, unfortunately. Coming over to Monday Night Raw, the general manager of Monday Night Raw doesn't see. Oh, look at that, Ruby Riott taking down Alexa Bliss, and it is a shame, but also where there is, as Paul Heyman once said, where there is chaos, there is opportunity, and there is a lot of opportunity for the Cruiserweights here on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, they can have potentials to go for potentially the United States Championship, which is held by Stone Cold Steve Austin. They can form tag teams to maybe battle the Wolfpack, and also, don't forget, they can potentially take on Sami Zayn, who is the Universal Champion here on Raw.
Also, Kalisto is in the main event here tonight.
Yeah, Kalisto, obviously the final Cruiserweight Champion, defeating Neville. Oh, look at that. Incredible by Ruby Riott, but Alexa Bliss Nothing fancy about that jawbreaker.
She stopped herself from running right into the turnbuckle.
She did indeed, but as we mentioned, Kalisto is in the main event here tonight. It'll be a fatal four-way. We know he's one of the participants announced to that matchup. He was given that spot due to the fact he was the final Cruiserweight champion, and looks like Alexa Bliss is about to grant herself the first spot on any of the Survivor Series teams right now. 2, 3, and Alexa Bliss wins, but got to give credit to Ruby Riott where credit is due, putting up one hell of a fight. And the goddess, as we mentioned, insult to injury with that incredible athleticism with the knees, and hit it, Ruby Riott with 2, count them 2, snap DDTs. And this was the final one that pretty much put the final nail in the coffin. We can get it from another angle. Bang! Head absolutely smashing on the canvas there. The top of her head smashing on the canvas.
The good thing for Ruby right now is the only way is up.
And look at it. Yeah, well, the only way is up right now. She's outside the ring, and Alexa Bliss sees this. And Alexa Bliss,
oh, come on,
is sending a message not just to the SmackDown women, but also to the Raw women, that this is my team and I'm going to lead them to victory. And look at Alexa Bliss
from that distance.
From this distance. Twisted Bliss.
Oh my God.
To the outside of the ring.
Internal damage because of that now.
Message sent and most likely received by all the women here on Universe Mode. Alexa Bliss is not up for fun and games. She wants to lead her team to victory. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have our first qualifying match of the evening. It is Jinder Mahal, who was drafted here during the draft that we recently had, taking on Goldberg. And no offense to Jinder Mahal, Goldberg is angry. He's mad after losing the Universal title in that epic matchup at Unforgiven. It looks like Goldberg is most likely going to qualify for that Survivor Series team, because yeah, it looks like there is no way of stopping the master of the spear, the innovator of the jackhammer, Bill Goldberg. That matchup, ladies and gentlemen, is coming up right now. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the next, well, actually this is the first men's qualifying matchup, pitting the newly debuting Jinder Mahal. And you see Jinder Mahal wearing a red attire here tonight. Obviously he's all about the team.
He's all about Team Raw.
So Jinder Mahal, as we know, was drafted from SmackDown.
I wouldn't be so confident if I was Jinder though, because he's about to fight Goldberg, the man who destroyed.
Well, the man who is still currently undefeated, has not been pinned in one-on-one competition.
And
destroyed the Undertaker. Think about what Goldberg's accomplished. He destroyed Sting. He destroyed Sting so much. Sting essentially turned to the dark side because he thought there was no light left in his career after Goldberg destroyed him multiple times. The Undertaker, we haven't seen him since. Goldberg won the Universal Championship from Seth Rollins, a man who a lot of people thought was unbeatable in Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
And Goldberg lost the title because he wasn't even pinned.
No. Well,
do you know what? Personally, there's a part of me that thinks Goldberg doesn't give a damn about qualifying for the team. I just think he wants his title back.
I think he just wants to destroy someone at the moment. Jinder firing himself up.
Jinder firing himself up, and Goldberg now.
I think Goldberg's getting a bit angry.
Goldberg is getting very frustrated. Goldberg actually missing there. That is obviously a sign that Goldberg is not, he's not himself here tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, also we want to announce, we said earlier on that the first qualifying correction, both champions, Dean Ambrose and Sami Zayn, are the captains of Raw and SmackDown. This is for the second spot on the Raw team. So a little correction there, but still nonetheless very prestigious to qualify for the team. Surprisingly though, both general managers, well, at least the Raw general manager for now, has not actually announced the Raw Women's Champion for the team captain of the Women's Survivor Series team. We're not sure about SmackDown yet. We'll have to wait and see when we come to that bridge. But right now, Goldberg is absolutely decimating the modern-day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal. And Mahal now gets Irish whip and sent to the outside. And Bill Goldberg looking fired up here tonight. Maybe he's shaking some of those cobwebs. And the leg whip there taking down Goldberg.
Jinder Mahal now.
And Goldberg shaking off, slapping himself in the face to get himself psyched up. Referee telling him he has to get back in the ring, and Jinder Mahal going back on the outside. But Jinder Mahal, obviously, if he gets counted out, will not be a part of the Raw Survivor Series team.
Jinder trying to go around the back of...
Look at that, Jinder Mahal creating a little bit of distance, enough distance to avoid the boot. And now look at these triple back elbows by Jinder Mahal.
Goldberg down.
And look at this now, choking out the undefeated Goldberg.
I didn't think I'd see this. I've got to be fair. I'm very impressed in Jinder Mahal's ability at the moment.
I'm very impressed as well. Jinder Mahal was only signed to SmackDown for a brief time and lands very badly on the knee. Jinder Mahal was actually, as we mentioned, he was signed to SmackDown, but the draft, as we said, so unpredictable, causing Jinder to change brands pretty much immediately. So Jinder actually hasn't got his foot in the door here in Universe Mode yet, so tonight could be his night, defeating the undefeated Goldberg.
Still seems impossible to me.
Yeah, basically improbable, impossible odds, whatever you want to coin it as. Looks like nobody can stop Goldberg.
Uh-oh.
Goldberg, look at this.
Oh
Look at Jinder Mahal.
Oh my God.
Strength of his own on display there.
Matching Goldberg's power there.
Goldberg landing awkwardly on his ribs.
Jinder Mahal seems a bit hurt in the corner, but he's gonna... Oh,
Goldberg just clubs him down with a clothesline. And a boot by Bill Goldberg, and Goldberg looking all types of fired up.
Oh no.
Wait a minute!
What?
No way. It cannot be. Wait a minute! From behind Mahal with the O'Connor roll. 1, 2, 3, and Jinder Mahal!
Jinder got him!
Jinder Mahal! Jinder Mahal has defeated Bill Goldberg!
Jinder got him! What?
The Undertaker's music hit. The Undertaker's music hit, and Goldberg was distracted, and Jinder Mahal has pinned Goldberg, the undefeated Goldberg, and Goldberg cannot believe it.
Laughing at him. Did you think you'd see this sight?
Well, I did not. Jinder Mahal, so I mean, Goldberg is furious. Well, what a shocker that was right there. Bill Goldberg getting his first loss handed to him here on Monday Night Raw against Jinder Mahal. Obviously an assist to The Undertaker, maybe?
Oh, definitely.
Definitely The Undertaker's music causing the distraction.
He's about to go for the spear. If it weren't for Undertaker, I think Goldberg would be split. Jinder Mahal, sorry, would be split into two.
He would have been split into two, but nonetheless, Jinder Mahal is the second man to qualify for the Raw Men's Survivor Series team. And ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have a Fatal 4-Way. Whoever wins the Fatal 4-Way will get the third spot on the Survivor Series team. And it's coming up right now. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the final spot for tonight. And look who it is, the man who was involved in that triple threat match back at Unforgiven for the United States Championship last season on Universe Mode, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe.
Joe, I think, is unhinged now. I think there's nothing...
Unhinged. Samoa Joe has come so close on so many different occasions to winning championships, but somehow, someway, he always just about misses out. Is this Samoa Joe's big break? Will Samoa Joe qualify for the Raw Men's team and lead the team to victory?
The only opponent we know is coming out for sure is Kalisto.
Wait,
what?
If that's who I think it is, Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong was one of the free agents we mentioned, and an incredible reaction here tonight for Roddy Strong.
Chose Raw.
Yeah, it looks like Raw is actually getting some great free agents so far.
It looks like he wants to represent Raw, and can't blame him. We know Kalisto is the only confirmed man.
Yeah, but I don't know if I can trust.
What? Oh my God.
And there was almost a silence over this arena when the lights went out, but now I think people realize who this is. And if it is who we think it is, SmackDown, if this guy qualifies, SmackDown are in deep, deep trouble.
Never mind SmackDown. Think about the health of the opponents in this match.
And ladies and gentlemen, it is Aleister Black. An incredible, and again, another great reaction for another free agent. Aleister Black looking very demented, evil, twisted, sick, whatever word you want to use. And here comes the man, ladies and gentlemen, who was the only man announced for this matchup, and Kalisto.
Why can't you trust this guy?
You can't trust Kalisto or Roderick Strong. Have you noticed both men are actually wearing blue in their attires? I don't know how much I can trust that. Trust Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's wearing red. Trust Aleister Black. He's wearing just black. Oh, look at Samoa Joe was actually swinging for the fences, and Aleister Black, very smart thinking there. And look at Kalisto. Avoids Samoa Joe's right hand there.
I think Aleister Black's deciding who he wants to
Aleister Black, and look at Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe saying, bring it, and that's a match I want to see.
Aleister Black pointing at him.
Samoa Joe raising his arms. And look at this, both men steering across the ring for each other. Samoa Joe goes for a flying drop kick. Look at that roundhouse kick there by Aleister Black.
Like it worked, didn't it?
Kicking on Samoa Joe and Aleister Black now. And you got Kalisto and Roderick Strong on the outside.
Oh my God!
Any of these men on the team would be a great addition, but in my opinion, the favorite right now to win, the two favorites, is Aleister Black and Samoa Joe.
Definitely.
But most likely, in my opinion, Aleister Black, because as I mentioned, Samoa Joe, and there's the Samoan blitz there by Samoa Joe. As I mentioned, Samoa Joe has come so close in the past. Maybe tonight is the night. I don't know.
Kalisto got taken out with the kitchen sink there.
Nice, yeah, the nice kitchen sink knee.
Set his attention on Kalisto. Kalisto made a huge mistake going after Aleister Black.
And the fight, look at the heart of Roderick Strong going for Samoa Joe, but gets an enziguri for his trouble.
Oh, into barricade goes Kalisto.
Nicely done there with a leg across the chest of Roderick Strong. Kalisto now getting lifted up on the outside. Aleister Black.
Knees to the face.
Beautiful there. Drop kick. And Aleister Black and Samoa Joe back at it again.
Joe
trying to go for the knee. And Samoa Joe levels him. Samoa Joe saying, this is my ring. And look at Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is on an absolute tear right now, and this is what I mean. Samoa Joe knows what it takes to win. He just needs to utilize every bit of knowledge he has about wrestling, about winning matches. He needs to use that, utilize it here tonight to qualify for the team, because we know he's capable of winning matches. We've seen him defeat men on the roster before, some of the best, including Seth Rollins, among others. And look at this, Kalisto now almost being thrown out into the proverbial lion's den by Roderick Strong. But Kalisto fighting back. Forearm shot there by Kalisto. Nicely done, takes him down.
Back elbow by Aleister Black. But Roderick Strong retaliates.
And look at that counter with the arm drag there.
They're going to take out Roderick Strong piece by piece.
And Samoa Joe chopping and kicking Kalisto on the outside. And look at this, Samoa Joe swinging wildly, and Aleister Black almost saying, come on, hit me. And Samoa Joe obliges, and there's the dragon suplex there by Samoa Joe, following up now with the final one. Head scissors, one, and a kick out there. Kalisto very fortunate there, takes him down.
And Samoa Joe lifting up Aleister Black.
And look at this, Aleister Black goes sailing to the outside. And look at this, Samoa Joe. Oh, Kalisto! The Kalisto kick!
Never underestimate.
Oh my God, Kalisto could do this! Kalisto could do this, the final Cruiserweight champion.
He could do it!
Samoa Joe with a power slam. Oh, and Roderick Strong with the DDT. And Aleister Black with a hot shot. What an exchange there by all four men. Oh, catches him just about on the shoulder blade, and Samoa Joe rolls to the outside. Looks like Aleister Black now has
both men in the palm of his hands.
Look at this. Right into the dragon. Right into the dragon sleeper there.
He sees Roderick Strong, and I think he's focusing his attention on their very veteran-like maneuver.
And Roderick Strong now got Aleister Black in the corner. What's he looking for? Swings him into the other corner. Samoa Joe trying to go for the belly to back suplex. Roderick Strong counters. Roderick Strong a hard Irish whip to the outside, and looks like Roderick Strong may have made a mistake here by leaving the ring to Aleister Black. And look at this power there by Roderick Strong.
Oh man,
lifting him up, deadlifting him.
Kalisto fighting back.
The belly into that back suplex.
What a maneuver by Kalisto, and Kalisto actually sending Aleister Black packing.
He did indeed, and look at Roderick Strong. He's about to send Samoa Joe packing, maybe. And a cutter by Roderick Strong. The gun stun on the outside. Oh, and crashing and burning. Roderick Strong almost on instinct. They're kind of ducked.
He ducked out of the way.
Oh, and crashing a bit again, almost to the tailbone, a flying headbutt to the tailbone.
Roderick Strong realizing that Joe might be the biggest target in this matchup.
I think Kalisto and Roderick Strong realize that Joe and Aleister Black are probably the most deadly in this matchup. Obviously, with Aleister Black, you've got his kicks.
Oh, you've got sending him up the ramp.
You've got just the striking ability of Aleister Black, and obviously with Joe, you've got the submission specialist in Samoa Joe, so he can make you tap at any time. And a gun's done again by Roderick Strong inside the ring, and Roddy Strong now taking his time.
And Kalisto, surprisingly enough.
Oh, and a roundhouse. Roderick Strong.
Oh,
Black Mass.
Joe's down.
Joe is down.
The cover.
The cover, Samoa Joe, but the rope saving Roderick Strong. Snap power slam by Samoa Joe. Kalisto
actually went for sneak in and get the cover.
Samoa Joe.
Oh, no.
Roddy Strong is down. He's sat up in that position. He doesn't realize what's going on behind him.
Kalisto's got to fly out.
Will Samoa Joe finally get that breakout moment that he's been craving for so long?
He will.
Samoa Joe does it.
Kalisto taps.
Samoa Joe with a great showing there. All four men with a great showing, but Samoa Joe is the king in this matchup. Samoa Joe gets the W in this matchup. And Samoa Joe, in my opinion, deserves it. A man who has been on the cusp of the main event scene for so long finally gets his due, as he will be the third member of the Raw men's team at Survivor Series. But just like to clarify, ladies and gentlemen, the next week there's only one spot remaining for the Raw men's team, so SmackDown better start hurrying up. We got 2 weeks until Survivor Series, and Raw's team is already shaping out to be a very formidable one, especially with the men's now that we've got three. Obviously the women's right now, we've got Alexa Bliss as the captain of the Raw women's team. The Raw team for the men's, we've got Sami Zayn, the captain, Jinder Mahal and Samoa Joe. Quite the formidable team. But ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have time for. We will see you next time on Universe Mode.